Well, it's been a dark and stormy night for the president as former porn star Stormy Daniels now offering to return the $130,000 hush money payment that the president's attorney made so she can speak about her alleged relationship with Mr. Trump. And it comes amid reports that his legal team is considering ways to block her 60 Minutes interview this Sunday. As you know, attorney Michael Cohen admitted last month he paid Daniels to silence her before the 2016 election. He also had her sign an agreement not to talk. There's debate as to whether the document or the payment are both legal. So will we hear Stormy's story? Joining me now, Judge Andrew Napolitano, Fox News senior judicial analyst.
Yes, you will hear Stormy's story if CBS wants to run it.
I mean, it seems insane that a president would try and shut down, by court injunction, an interview that has already taken place.
It's one thing.
Is that unconstitutional?
Well, it's one thing to negotiate someone's silence and compensate them for it. It's quite another to bring in the power of the courts to prevent a network from running something which, candidly, goes to the fitness of the president to hold office. This woman is going to say certain things happened. The president said certain things didn't happen. It's up to the public to decide. In my view, there is no court in the land that will enjoin CBS from running an interview that has already occurred. Yeah. And that goes to this issue, the fitness of the president to hold office. Here's why. Because the president's megaphone is bigger than CBS's. And he has every opportunity to nullify, negate, or challenge
and there's
whatever she says on CBS.
There's a difference. Should Stormy Daniels have sat down for that interview? Maybe she hadn't.
Well,
maybe she shouldn't have, because she did sign a non-disclosure agreement.
I think the non-disclosure agreement is unenforceable because it was procured by fraud. And the fraud was Michael Cohen representing Donald Trump, or wasn't he? He told her and her lawyers that he was representing Donald Trump, although the money didn't come from Donald Trump. Donald Trump claims he knows nothing about the agreement, and of course he never signed it. So where there's fraud involved, a material misrepresentation made to induce reliance, and the reliance results in an agreement, the courts will nullify the agreement. There are many other problems with the agreement.
What if the president comes out and says, you know what, I'm really embarrassed about this. I did tell him to put the agreement together. I did agree for him to pay the money because I'm embarrassed I did something like this. I'm not going to say what I did. I'm not going to add to the salaciousness.
I'm saying this as somebody that knows the president likes him. But in this scenario, I'm on the other side. I would hold up the agreement and say, where's your signature?
Okay.
It's not there.
So
does this bind you? Because this lawyer, Cohen, claimed he wasn't representing you.
There are people who say that you can be represented by proxy through your attorney.
When the attorney engages in fraud, misrepresentation, the courts will not enforce the agreement. There's another problem with the agreement.
Could be a he said, she said?
Yes.
If she says, he told me it was from the president, from the future president, and he said, I didn't tell her anything.
The agreement was a benefit to the campaign. Campaign can't take a contribution of $130,000. It can only take a contribution of $2,700. Somebody on behalf of the campaign signed a statement under penalty of perjury listing all the benefits the campaign received. Guess what was not in that list? This agreement. That could be a criminal offense.
For whom?
For whoever signed it.
Okay.
I doubt that Donald Trump himself signed it.
Okay, so I had this discussion last night with a couple of friends, and they were like, Stormy Daniels is going to bring the president down. I was like, of all the things that he's said and done, I don't think the American public, and there may be people on the left who absolutely despise him, and even some on the right. Right. I don't think they're ready to snuff the presidency.
Oh, I don't think this
over this issue.
No, I disagree with. I agree with you. I disagree with the people you were debating last night at dinner. But this will give the American public an opportunity to learn a little bit more about Donald Trump.
Do we really want to know that part, though?
I don't.
I mean, she's obviously doing it to benefit herself. She's on a strip club tour.
Correct.
Saying and doing Lord knows what.
Correct. You know, there are 19 people suing, all females, the President of the United States as we speak. I don't think any of these things will be resolved while he's in office.
Wow, that's a good lawyer will do that, I guess.
Yes.
Keep putting things off and making things more expensive until people go away.
There you go.
All right, Judge Napolitano, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Nice to see you.
Pleasure to be with you, live and in the flesh.
Live and in the flesh, kicking off the week, just right.